How's it going, everybody? My name is Sai, and today we're checking out the Bunny the Bear's Afterglow. Now, I've had a little bit of a mixed reaction to the singles leading up to this. Futures wasn't doing a whole lot for me. Visions was better. I liked Visions better. Burn was pretty good for what it was. However, I'm starting to notice a pattern on this, especially seeing as their last EP has been completely bundled into this thing, which means that even though it may be in passing and not like full analytics, I've in passing heard most of this album, but we're going to give it a full analytic pass today and see what I think of it. Now, the Bunny the Bear is a band that I've been a fan of for a long time. You may see this as possibly skewing it because they sound different now. It's just flat out. They used to have a very raw, heavy, post-hardcore sound mixed with electronic influences and then tracks that kind of broke that mold and went absolutely apeshit. I feel like on The Way We Rust, their last full-length album, they changed production a little bit, so I've not been as much of a fan of Matt Tybor's The Screamers vocals as much. Not that I think that his ability is lessened. If anything, I think it's actually gotten better. But I felt like in that album it was a bit reverby and everything kind of came off a little bit muffled. Now, from what I've heard from this album, that pattern's going to continue a little bit. So I'm going to try my best to look past it and focus on other elements. Because I think it'd just be beating a dead horse by now to say, Matt sounds different. Oh no. Oh, the bear doesn't sound like the old one. Which, I mean, it's not really a bad thing. The bear was always hit or miss for me. Even the old bear that everybody loves so fucking much. So that's about all I have to say on the album before I jump into it. I'm going to try to go in with an open mind. Like I said, try to focus on elements that I don't already have kind of sold in my head and see what we can pull from this. Hopefully you make a believer out of me. I'm hoping. I really hope, and I absolutely really love this band. More than the band, I actually really love the people involved with it. They're always interacting with their fans. They've got such personality. Matt has like 4 bajillion fucking projects with all sorts of different crazy lyrics and poetry and shit. You can't help but respect them a little bit, even if you don't care for everything they put out. So, with all that preface out of the way, we're just going to jump in. This has been a long intro. Thankfully, I have timestamps, so you could have skipped all of that. And we'll hop in with Futures. If I could start the album while looking dramatically. I could already point out the reverby, the shouts. Like, they used to have almost, I want to say they had almost no production on those shouts before, but now they're very reverby. They still have character, though. I challenge you to find me somebody who sounds like him. You're not gonna. And recently, I've raked Joji over the coals for having this kind of instrumentation. Since I did that video on Futures, I've become a better reviewer, I'd like to think. So I'm just gonna like point it out. This kind of 808s and hi-hat sound is just not for me. Like, I've given it several chances and I can't get into it, man. It sounds too formulaic for me. So honestly, the rawness of the singer here, saving it big time. You see, his vocals sound better when there's nothing else. Even though they still have that little bit of, I want to say it's a reverb. They sound a little muffled, but they sound better when there's no instrumentation around it. Yeah. God damn it, why'd this have to be the first song? So many people are already clicked off. Oh well. Pop right out to tell the truth. Okay. So like I said, I've heard these songs kind of like in passing, but I don't really remember most of them because I was usually working when I heard them. If I remember the chorus in this one was really good. Some more raw screams poking through there. Damn. This new guy has fucking pipes and a half, though, I swear. Like, he kind of tricks you a little bit, because he sounds like he's going to be very average with his mid-range, but then he does that. A hint of kind of muffled guitar there. Almost like it's another electronic instrument. Those lows. They're so drowned out, but they're there. Someone infectious motherfucking high. Very interesting synth work here. One of those kids, that is a standout, man. His vocals on that song fucking slayed. And there's a lot of different stuff going on, like here with the bass being played. I'm pretty sure that's actually real bass. It sounds like it. Which is funny because a lot of these instruments are very synthetic in this album, it seems. All right, at the top. This is the only single they dropped that I have not looked at. This might seem a little fake sometimes, but that don't excuse it. I'll pack up my shit, that's fine. Just admit it, it's useless. You're pushing off, 'cause I'll fall again. Those highs, dude. Interesting layering there, Matt. It's always just like one element that makes it sound kind of radio-y, you know what I mean? Like right now, it's the drums, the electronic kick clap, you know, or kick snare. I mean, oh, really, his voice sounded interesting there too. The bear Reeves. It's so funny how they mix in their physical elements almost like their electronic pieces, like the guitar here. It definitely creates a unique sound, which is at odds with the you know, drum work, but of course going on a bit. You have a fucking kid scream that? What? What? That was cool as shit. That kid had some pipes. I think it was a kid. And we know this song. This is a nice little ballad. It'd be a really great come down if there's more energy, but doesn't appear to be that kind of album. I say love ballad. It's very anti-love. It's very anti-ballad, which they do kind of sort of. Those falsettos, though. Come on, how could you not like that? Especially if you like if you're into things like SoundCloud rap and stuff, like this stuff. It's gotta be right up your alley. It's just like a heavy version of that, you know? Which I know some people take as an insult, but it's just another genre to me. So funny. It sounds like he's trying to appeal to somebody, but then at the same time, he's like trying to be better than you know? Those falsettos are amazing. That's a fucking heart right there. Tell the truth, it's a heart too, but I already have it hearted off the EP. Pray. I feel like this is on the EP, but I can't remember it, so... I know it then, I know it now. I'll let them find you. Drag you right from your throne. Sleep in your castle, you built all alone. The highs! Jesus. Okay. You picked me up. You woke me up. What do we got? It's also the most like old Matt that this has sounded. That would have. He's just punching through the production more here. Oh, I love this build up though. I think the guitar is just kind of being used as a riser. And then this part, this is how you combine those elements right. Fucking heart, star, whatever you want. Beautiful. I don't remember that off the EP at fucking all, even though it is on there. Case in point, I guess. That is awesome. Very retro synthy here. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm a fan of that. That's the definite huge standout. Jesus Christ. So far the standouts have been everything off of the EP. I really cannot remember hearing that song before though. Whatever. Because here we are, Visions. We already know I like this song. This is what I like. I like this key part, man. This key part gives me the vintage feels. And he kind of breaks into a very familiar cadence with how he does that. I can't really do it because I can't get that high because, you know, I'm not wearing a bear mask, so I don't know how he keeps fucking finding people with all this range. How? Like, is this like a New York thing? Like, what the fuck? So much reverb. They still got the like electronic instrument here with the drumming, but I don't know. It's pretty fucking solid. Are you fucking serious? There a motherfucking chopper hover. God. Looks like we're getting hot, boys. I ain't having no goddamn chopper on my recording. Fuckers. Home. This is a new one. I haven't heard this. Pretty sure it's not even on the EP, so I can't even forget it. I don't know how the fuck I forgot Prey. Whatever. He hits those falsettos from like a mid-range so well. Just the way he changes pitch mid-note is awesome. Very, very happy, light, fluffy sounding dub here. Okay. Not a bass drop, but a synth drop. A little bit of guitar there. It's almost like he's spitting bars a little bit here with how much he's doing this yelling. If you really like playing with electronic influences, you're gonna be right at home with this, because they take front and center way harder than they have in their other music. Here, I like the sound of the snare in this. It sounds so heavy. It sounds like what I would imagine electronic and metal fused in a drum set to sound like. The filter on his singing, there is still a little weird. Still really liking these build-ups, even if the payoff isn't 100%, explosive. I really like that part though, the little bridge there with the singing and screaming mix to kind of build tension towards the end there. There is a concept with the name, yes. Essentially, I kind of remember this song, but not a whole lot. These are very, familiar. But not like the song is familiar, but like, this sounds like something off of one of their older albums, Piano here. And his vocals come in and completely change the scope. Okay. I like this bit. There's a whole lot going on with the electronic synth there. Like, it sounds like it's just going dee doo dee doo, but when you have the headphones on, you can really hear. It's almost like playing a scale back and forth. I'm loving those brief explosions where he's singing and the screams go in. They mesh better than I think any of his other clean singers have ever really meshed better. Meshed together. Yes. Dude, I wish we heard more of this on the album, actually. Honestly. The mixing here is a lot more solid than a lot of parts on this. Yes! The urgency. I feel it. Let's go. Well, it's such a satisfying payoff for the album. It's not over, but... There's yet another album in 2020 where that would have been a really great ending track. But we'll hear this one out. Kind of reminds me of a Studio Killers jingle right here. A little bit. Here. Uh-oh. So this is another like ballad ender, which I understand. You can definitely hear it. I hate Los Angeles. I fucking hate Los Angeles so much. Ugh. There better be like a terrorist attack or something. Yeah, let's get into the review of this album before I fucking get an RPG out. That was the Bunny the Bears Afterglow, and I have some mixed feelings. Not shocking considering my mixed reviews of songs leading up to this point, but here we go. I like the Bunny the Bear, which is a weird statement to say for a lot of people because they're a very contentious band in which you either really fucking hate them or you really fucking like them. Or you really fucking like the new stuff, or you really fucking hate their old stuff, or something. They're always fucking contentious. Everybody's always contentious about the Bunny the Bear. I like it all. I'm pretty big fan of it all. This I kind of like too, but this is a little more of a I like it, and not so much of a I like it, you know? This is a very tempered opinion here. The new singer is absolutely not the weak point of this fucking album whatsoever. They do kind of underutilize him, I think. I think they put him in his mid-range a bit much, especially because he can really, really show off when he wants to. And I feel like for this band, that's always been a focus, is like those really just insane, unexpected clean vocals. So seeing him stick to the mid-range is a little disappointing, especially when you hear hints of brilliance. However, those hints of brilliance are fucking brilliant. They're holy shit. Like, when he hits those highs, or when he goes into those kind of almost like a raspy high sometimes, or when he melds seamlessly from a mid-range to a high-range call, or melds from the low mid-range down to his low range, it's smooth, it's trained, it's amazing. This guy is clearly one of their best singers that they've had, for sure. On the Scream side, again, I kind of said this at the beginning of the video, but my opinions have not quite changed on the screaming. Matt has one of the more killer, diverse screaming sounds that I've ever heard in my life. I feel like they're doing some production with him. I feel like he's also honed it a little bit, so it's not as raw. Good for him, dude. Don't get hurt. It's not worth getting hurt to sound fucking awesome. However, it does sound a little bit less aggressive, a little bit. Even though he gets his lows and he gets his highs where he's always had them, I feel like they put him a little bit too much in, I don't know, reverb, filter, something. There is something going on his vocals in these last two albums that have not been done before, and I don't care for it as much. If I was a production wizard, I would know what that is, but I'm not. As far as structure, I mean, any song could have really started this album, if we're being honest. Tell the Truth could have started it, probably would have started off on a better foot. Futures, I think, is a really nice filler track. I don't feel it as an intro as much. Just like I don't feel All I Know as an outro. Maybe I just don't know about songwriting, but like a lot of bands do this. I've hit this a couple of times in a few reviews I've done. These bands will go for these really explosive, climatic, huge moments, and then they'll end off on a ballad, which is not really huge, climactic, or overly interesting. And I guess that's just something I have to get used to, because obviously enough bands do it that they can't. 15 million bands can't be wrong compared to just some schmuck sitting in his chair. But I kind of prefer albums to end on those really huge climactic moments, because you feel it, man. It feels like you tied it all in, you exploded, you had a great time, album's over. As far as the electronic elements go, they definitely have dialed them up from the last album. From any of their previous albums. They've always had some electronic stuff going on, but here they took front and center for most of it. Any bit of physical instrument sounded like it was being meshed into the electronics, kind of assimilated, like you were using the physical instruments as a sample. It makes a very interesting and unique sound, one that is not always for me. I'm just going to be blunt about that. It's not always for me. But it is very interesting and unique, and I have to give credit where credit's due. That is not necessarily a bad thing, except for where the drums are concerned. I feel like the drums could have done with a bit more experimentation, especially when you're not constrained to somebody actually playing drums. What else can I say? It feels very uneven, and that might be because a lot of these albums, or a lot of these songs, came from a while back off of the EP. But it just kind of feels uneven overall. There's parts of this album that I absolutely love, and there's parts of this album that I'm not really that hot on. But I don't feel like it ever traced into average or bad territory. This is definitely a good album that could use a bit of work, in my opinion. But there's going to be fans who are going to love this either way, because there's something to love here. There's definitely a lot of experimentation and a unique sound that you're still not going to find anywhere else. And that I have to give credit where credit is due for, because the dangers of putting these electronic and these pop and these hip-hop influences in there is you kind of lose your sound. A good example is I did Joji's latest album. I shit-canned it. I fucking hated it. You'll see that video at some point, I'm sure, but it's kind of low on my list because it's just kind of a very low-energy, unpleasant video. But I felt he put those elements in there and he lost his sound completely. He lost the plot. It wasn't great. Here, I feel like you put the elements in there, and while I'm not a fan of the elements, I can admire that they still go with the sound. They're still unique. So with all that diatribe out of the way, and this fucking chopper driving me absolutely insane, I hope it's just not driving you guys insane on the video. I'll try to find a way to muffle it. With all that said and done, B-, 7.7. It's a good album. Had elements that I wasn't very fond of, but it did have a lot of saving elements that kept it out of average territory for me. MVPs for me, there's two MVPs for me: Tell the Truth and Pray. And I think it largely climbs on the back of the Clean Singer. However, they also happen to showcase the best screams from Matt Tybor on them as well. So I think if for this sound as a concept, Tell the Truth and Pray are perfect. And I like Burn because it is a very familiar sound for Bunny the Bear to be doing this anti-ballad, to be singing a love song where they're fucking roasting the person that they love. It's very cathartic. It's a different kind of love song. I always like that kind of shit from them. Which also, just a little add-on, the lyrics are always incredible. They're incredible here. Not all. I have to listen to them a few times to really dig in deep, which is why I'm not touching on it before I gave the score, but it is what it is on that part. So, sorry, guys, it's not like a perfect album for me, but I still liked it. I might like it a bit more than The Way We Rust, if we're being honest, because I think going full tilt into this sound does the production quality a little bit better. But that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. But the Bunny the Bear, Afterglow, 7.7. For my YouTube guys, I'm going to stop recording now. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this album, go buy the fucking album. Obviously, support the bands you like, especially because they can't get out and play live. But, yeah, I'm going to talk to y'all later, and back to my Twitch stream. Thank you all for watching.